English with Deck. Okay, so I'm sure as many of you have noticed, as the years progress, as we get older, we tend to meet our friends less and less, and I don't know. I'd say for a lot of us, we have a lot less friends. Maybe more, I'd say. Of course, some people have less friends when they're younger, and as they get older, they have more. Um, but yeah, I'd say generally speaking, most people tend to have less time, less energy, less availability just to socialize. It's an unfortunate fact of life, if you're lucky, I guess you might have a few friends well into adulthood who you were friends with from childhood or maybe even your teenage years. But there are so many factors at play throughout our life that it's not always easy to maintain and sustain those friendships. And like I said, it's a natural thing. It's sad, but it happens. But there's the key point. Is it sad though? You know? I think back to my school days, my college days. By the way, when I say college, I don't mean the college days are like university. No, 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 no. I mean college as in what we would call blah, 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 blah. Sixth form in England. So, sorry to go off topic, but in England, we do our schooling a little differently to some parts of the world. So we go the equivalent of elementary, we go primary, then we go to high school. After high school, you have this middle area before university. This middle area is called college or sixth form. Um, Slightly different meaning to the two names of the establishments, but basically it's where you go to study after high school, before university. Anyway, back where was I? Oh, yes. So, as I was saying, when I think back to my school days, my college days, I was acquainted with quite a few people. Maybe I'm lucky in that way. However, I look back on those years of my life compared to now, and the amount of people I talked to then as friends has greatly reduced. And I think that's a general trend of life, like I just said. But actually, is it a bad thing? Like, firstly, of course, as we get older, we are busier. We have more things to do. We have well, bills to pay, money to earn, houses to clean, cars to maintain, etc., etc. We have general living to do. And I think as well, we also value our personal time a little more. Hmm. So, is it really a bad thing to have less acquaintances, less friends as you grow older? Now, the reason that I am bringing this up is because yesterday I got a phone call from a very good friend, a really good friend of mine who, honestly, I haven't spoken that to now for several months, other than a very short message of, "Hey, let's chat." Sure, and that's it. Because busy. Firstly, this guy lives in England. I live in Japan. Different time zones. He's got his life. He's doing his business stuff. I'm doing my life. I've got my business stuff, and we're very close. Yeah. Sure. I'll say his name. Don't think he'll mind too much. If he does mind, I might have to edit this out at a later date. But yeah, Tom and me have gone back for years. Uh, Absolutely fantastic guy. Would absolutely really rely on him for pretty much anything and everything. And I did. And to a degree, I still do. But we don't get the chance to talk that much. However, what's quite interesting is when we do manage to time it just right, and that phone call happens, even if it is only for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, it does feel like, sure, there's a lot of catching up being done, but it feels like it's not been that long. And that, I think, is very lucky. And I think, you know, there's a lot of people who I was friends with, who I classed as very good friends, and nothing against them, no reason at all, but we just don't talk anymore. Our lives have gone very different directions. However, to have someone who you do still talk to occasionally is pretty lucky, I feel. Um, so yeah, I'm just really curious. Like, how about you guys? I, for example, moved around a lot. So until I was a teenager, I moved to various different locations, meaning I had to make new acquaintances, friends a lot. After my teenage years, I sort of settled down in one location for longer, meaning my friendships were more steadfast, for sure. Um, but yeah, I'm curious. How about you guys? Are you still acquainted? Are you still friends? Are you still talking to people from your childhood, from your teenage years, from your university days? Or have you completely cut loose from everyone and everything? No judgment. Everyone has their own things that they are getting up to. So yeah, feel free to let me know in the comments. Would love to hear it. Okay, guys. Well, that's all for today. So yeah, I hope you're having a good day, good evening, and bye for now.